Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Midwest Motoring Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Pesiconis. I'm joined live with my buddy and co-host, Mike Andreski, and as you guessed it, this is the Midwest Motoring's holiday special. It's kind of going around the internet. A lot of people are doing something similar to this, and our some of my favorite motoring content always had a holiday special. So we are definitely following suit. We're going to talk about some cool gift ideas, some really bad gift ideas, and just, everything and anything automotive around the holidays. And if you guys do chime in onto the comments, we'll definitely talk about your gift ideas for the automotive enthusiasts out there in your life. Tell us some good ones, some bad ones. If you've got any stories about it, I want to hear about it. We'll definitely talk about it. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Midwest Motoring Podcast. But yeah, we're going to dive right into it. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm getting ready for the holidays, enjoying the season, getting excited, just buying gifts for my sons. Super pumped. How about yourself, Matt?
Sons. I hardly remember that it's sons with a multiple because you have two now. That's crazy. Definitely getting into the holiday spirit. I think there's a lot of things going on right now that are tough. So definitely utilizing the escapism of some retail therapy has helped a little bit. But at the same time, like, we're trying to get a lot of people together, virtually speaking. We've got some Midwest Motoring podcast stuff coming up that's going to be fun. We also have with Haggerty some dogs that will be up for sale here soon. But we're going to do some virtual wine tasting with some cool people around here on Friday. So we're trying real hard from a Haggerty perspective to engage with people, especially during the holidays, because it's tough. It really is. So, but Mike, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about something that everybody loves to talk about, especially during the holidays, and that is going to be gift ideas for your car enthusiast. I know every year my wife always asks me, "What do you want for Christmas?" And something you can't afford. So these are some ideas that we found looking over the a brand new car or a new garage to put my cars in. So, we found a few lists off of Car and Driver.
There are ample lists. There are ample lists on the internet
everywhere. Amazon's got lists for it. Anywhere you just type in Google car ideas for car enthusiasts or gift ideas for car enthusiasts, and something's going to pop up.
There is a list for just about everybody, from kids of 2020, dumpster fire year 2020 Christmas list. Like, there is so many different Christmas lists out there that you can pull from. So we just picked out a few of our favorites and some of the big ones. So yeah, we looked at Car and Driver had a list. Countless. Just Google it. They're all out there.
CNET
had one, and it really depends on your style. But we're going to kind of get into some of the hits and some of the misses on some of these, because they're like, there's so many good ones, and then there's a lot of bad ones. And I think the bad ones are going to be even more fun.
Somebody has to like the bad ones, or they wouldn't have made the product and they wouldn't be selling it. Right. So it's always who wants that. But a lot of the people, we might be like, why do you want that? So right. A little bit of
who really wants some of these gifts. So Mike, why don't you lead us off? Do you want to start off with some good ones or some bad ones?
Oh, let's just kind of intermix them between.
You want to intermix good and bad? Okay.
Yeah, we'll have a good one, and then we'll go a bad one, and then we'll kind of just keep it going from there.
We'll see what happens.
I know everybody. Well, not everybody. I think a lot of people who work on their own cars are going to always use some good tools. And I know flex head ratchet sets are something I would always love to have, especially trying to get to like hard reach bolts when we're working on cars. I know a few times Matt's busted a few bolts off of my truck when we were working on it.
Far more times than I care to number, yes. For sure. But yeah, like, I think tools is a very broad category of gifts that you can give a car lover. I think ratchets are always
flex head.
So the flex head ratchets are beneficial, but it really depends on the brand too, because like there are some really bad tools out there.
Yeah, there are, but I My dad always said some of them, like, you're not going to use them too often, so you just kind of get it cheap. You use it for a couple times, and when it breaks, just buy another one, and it's still less than you bought for like an expensive one. So it depends on the situations, how often you're going to use it, and the person you're buying it for. Like if I was buying some of these for my brother, who's a car mechanic, definitely going to get a higher grade
Right.
quality brand than a cheaper one. But myself, I would probably go for like a middle of the range brand instead of the top dollar Matco Tools Snap-ons.
Yeah, but those pivot head ratchets really do help out a lot. Okay, so let's talk about a bad one, Mike. You got a bad one? I think you actually hit probably the worst gift idea that you could ever give somebody who's an automotive person. If you don't mention it, I'm going to mention it, but go ahead.
This would probably be considered a stocking stuffer, but we found
White elephant
a
gift.
new car scented, or that it's a new car scented cologne. They actually have cologne that smells like a new car that you can either spray on yourself, or if you want to impress somebody in your, new to you used vehicle, you can spray new car smell on it.
Ooh, that's how you really set off that very first date with somebody is, not only does my car smell like new car, but so do I everywhere.
Jeff says he only uses Harbor Freight tools.
Hey, they just opened up a Harbor Freight near me. I'm super excited to get some really inexpensive tools that may or may not survive. Who knows?
There's a lot of reviews that I've been watching on Harbor Freight tools, and I actually stopped at that one that you're speaking of, and I got a little portable air compressor. It's like 100 psi. Yeah, it's been great, but a lot of the reviews on Harbor Freight, people really, really like them. They're good tools for the price, and if they do break, buy another one. You're still less expensive than
when you start talking about
ones.
like those name brands like Snap-on and like Mac Tools and stuff like that, they can be very expensive for a very similar product that you can find at Harbor Freight. So there's no shame in using Harbor Freight as long as it gets the job done. So yeah,
definitely.
Dude, new car smell cologne. Whew. I don't know if I'm bold enough to wear that.
It would be something. I mean, I just keep thinking about it. If I was still single, somebody got me new car smell. Like, what would that girl?
Dude, I would.
If
you were still single, I would have bought that for you for Christmas. I think a really good gift. And I think this goes along with any real enthusiast. Well, and it really depends. Know your man, know your lady. But I think any type of Lego of the either, clearly behind me I've got on this side and that side some Legos, is that if you've got a fan that likes to build things, build Legos, they've got the Speed Champion sets. The Technic sets are really, really elaborate. I know like the Bugatti Technic set takes like 16 hours to put together. So their time consumption sinks for sure. But they've got some really cool ones. Like Lego Technic now has a Lamborghini or the Bugatti. There's a PCR, so a Porsche race car on there. I can't wait to see if I get one this year. Maybe my wife's listening. I've been really good this year, honey. But if not, I'll just go buy one. But they're really, really cool. I think they're pretty detailed for sure.
I know I like to buy my son a lot of the Lego cars too, just so I can help him build them. So
you build them, take a photo of them
done,
and then they inevitably get broken up, and that's okay. There's two different types of Lego people. A little part of you dies.
A little part of me just is like, we should have kept that nice, because whenever you're going to be like 14, you're going to like it more.
Well, my family always told me to just make sure I hold on to the instruction manual. That way, one day, if maybe I want to rebuild it, I can always find some pieces that make it, and I'll make my own, right? But I think another really good one is some like art. Any type of like really nice photography, any type of really nice art about cars or signage. Like if they have a garage where they have like a man cave or a girl cave, or like they just really like automobilia, some art or some tin signs or anything like that, that's a really good gift.
Garage art is a great gift. Stop signs that you find, speed limit signs, those ones are always awesome. I know.
Don't take signs from the road.
Well, don't take them. No, but I mean, they do recycle signs and you can find them in stores or like online and stuff. But yeah, just don't go off and start. It's like unbolting it like a 70 mile an hour sign on the freeway.
Take the stop sign at the end of your street away. I didn't know.
No, so at a white elephant gift last year for my family, there was actually a 25 mile an hour wood sign. So it was like carved out 25 miles per hour, and it was painted like white border, and then it was like brown a little bit. It looks really nice. I'm going to use it whenever we finish our basement for like a downstairs bar. But that was out of a like oh crap, I can't think of what it is, but like a community center, like a high end area where it was just like 25 miles an hour. They're just kind of like replacing it, so they took it down and put it up for sale. So like there's some pretty cool garage art that you can get. Give me a bad one, Matt.
Ooh, bad ones. Well, I think that they're... I don't know if I had another bad one off the top of my head. I'm going to put it in the bad category because I don't really think it's that useful. And I know you were kind of really digging on it a little bit. But there is such thing as an AirPix pocket-sized flying camera. So this is a 4-rotor drone about the size of a coaster, like a beer coaster or like a Post-it note, right? I'm sure it is awesome if the wind is not really bad or like slightly blowing. But I just think like if you're somebody who's really interested in some aerial photography and like getting some good pictures of a camera or good pictures of cars and stuff using drones, this $119 pocket drone really may not be the best. It's not as good as new car scented cologne. But I don't know. I don't think that's really focused on the automotive enthusiast.
I think it would be a little bit more of a nice gesture gift, and it'd be kind of cool to see and to use. Like what you're saying, I don't know how well it's going to do if you want to get like park your car by a lake and then get like a really cool picture of it and a lot of the scenery. So yeah, I would agree with you on that. He might end up in the lake.
He might, yeah, and then your $120 is out. But who knows? I mean, I guess that could be always something that works far better than we expect. I'm going to go also with another bad one too, because that one was kind of lame. But like, if somebody likes cars, don't buy them a watch. Because unless they like watches, if they like watches, buy them watches. So
watches can be a little hit and miss with a car enthusiast. It really just depends on if they're a watch enthusiast as well.
Yeah, and I mean, if it's a really nice watch, if you're getting me a really nice watch, I'm never going to say no. I'm just saying if they're if they ask for car stuff and you give them a watch, like for this example, Car and Driver had mentioned 3 different Casio Edifice watches. And I get that they're cool, they're great watches, but like you're missing the point if somebody goes, I like car stuff, get me car stuff, and then you buy them a watch like this. Now, if they have an affinity for like Le Mans or like Steve McQueen or stuff like that, like there are high-end watches out there like the Tag Heuer Monaco watch, right, that like have some relationship to something automotive that could tell a story, and that might be nice. Now, that's a very expensive watch. These watches are from $135 to $320, and I'm not saying that they're bad watches by any means. Like I have a bunch of Casio. I have a Casio G-Shock that is like, that's my end of the world watch. It has a solar panel on it. It will never die. But that's not like, if somebody says I want car stuff, anything related to cars, like it misses the mark, I think.
I mean, I don't have any watches outside of one that I have to have for work to track my steps. And so if you got me a watch for Christmas as a car enthusiast, I'd be like, wow.
I mean, I guess this all stems down to like know your audience, right? Like you need to make sure that you know the person who you're buying for. Like if they're not going to wear a watch, don't buy them a watch. All right, Mike, what's a good one? And by the way, hold on. Anyone listening or watching live on Facebook or YouTube, make sure if you have a gift idea that you think would be either a really good gift idea for an automotive enthusiast or a really bad one, send them into the comments because we're watching them as they come in. Jeff Jagish already chimed in. We got a bunch of other people too. And maybe this podcast will also talk about car ideas that you guys sent in and recommended for us. So I'm sorry I keep looking down. You guys are down here, but you guys are also up here. So we're working on it. It's getting better. So Mike, give me another good one.
So a good one, this could be like a little bit of a stocking stuffer, or you could go really big on it too, is car detailing supplies.
Mm.
I know I like to do a lot of I like to make sure my car has that new car smell without getting new car smell cologne. So
Keely,
anything
I am
with
so
like
sorry. I might
good
have to buy
quality,
you. I might have to buy Mike new car cologne that he's going to have to spray
you might be getting
everywhere.
a gallon of it too.
Car
But I
detailing
mean,
stuff.
even
Yeah.
something as like microfiber towels to like I know Chemical Guys, McGuire's, like any of those name brand cleaning supplies, spray on waxes just to get like a quick little detail wax on there to help protect the car's finish. Or now I know we have a lot of touch screens on all our infotainment centers, like getting a nice little roller screen cleaner so you don't have all those
Oh, yeah,
fingerprints.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that's one of those little things that just irks me so much. Just like
A lot of
fingerprint,
piano
just
black
kind of
out there. I think for
yes.
sure that detailing kits and detailing supplies can be a really good idea. My wife got me some really great ones, but you also have to make sure because it's kind of like know your enthusiast, talk to them maybe ahead of time about like what kind of materials they like to use, what kind of supplies they need, or what supplies they like to use, because there are so many different brands out there. McGuire's, Griot's Garage, Chemical Guys, ammo, like there's so many different ones, and they may like a specific one, and if you get them something else, they might be like, oh, cool. So it can be very specific.
Oh, Matt's dogs are they're very excited about our holiday gifts ideas, but I
Oh,
also
they're
see
so
orbital
excited.
buffers.
I'm gonna go murder some dogs here in a minute.
Jeff had another good idea with orbital buffers. I know I'm looking for a good one too, so I want to start getting into that a little bit more and start practicing a little bit.
Oh, dude, yeah. Orbital buffers are really a good one. Make sure, especially if they're kind of like a new person to the detailing aspect, that it's a random orbit buffer. Because you can have buffers that are just a circle, and you can really damage paint, where the random orbit buffers kind of go all over the place, and it makes it really easy for beginners to get a really nice job done. But yeah, I think any detailing kit's really, really good.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
Velvet's got some really good ones too, and we're going to talk about those. And I love the plug. So she says driving jackets, shoes, gloves, tumbler, anything from the shop, HDC memberships, Skip Barber driving school certificates. Those are some really good ones, Velvet. So we're going to talk about those here too. Why don't we actually talk about some of those right now? Because
Sure.
I love. There's a lot of automotive journalists out there who talk about some of this stuff. Driving gloves. So I think driving gloves are just cool. I think they're dope. I think if you've ever seen the film with Ryan Gosling, I think it's Drive.
Baby Driver.
No, not Baby Driver, but even him too. Like driving gloves
Yeah.
are awesome. But if you've got a car that's got like one of those Alcantara interiors or like an Alcantara steering wheel, like driving gloves will save your interior because that stuff will degrade over time. So it's actually really, really nice to have. The dogs are in the audience.
Or if you have a leather, or if you have a leather steering wheel too. I know Alcantara, a little higher end, a little bit more rare, but like a leather wheel. If you're jumping in the car in the middle of the winter, you're gonna have like it's gonna be chilly to your hands or super hot in the summer. Just kind of either one of those two.
Right, helps get some of those extreme temperatures out. And if you've got that old, or not the old school, but the first generation of Honda Civic Type R with the aluminum shift knob in the summertime, some driving gloves may save you from some second-degree burns. But driving shoes, there were also some really cool driving shoes on there. Pelote makes some really awesome driving shoes. Alpine Star makes some really good ones too. So like these things,
Racing more style.
yeah, more like racing sneaker. So those are really, really cool. I think there is definitely a little bit of individual taste on style, but at the same time, like if you know the person you're buying for, there's probably a product out there like gloves, shoes, and stuff like that that'll work. I'm really into the driving gloves. The leather driving gloves, I think they're really cool. I have a pair of racing gloves. Like when you're absolutely going for like 10/10ths in a car, or even like 9 to 10/10ths, like it's nice to have some gloves to help with grip and things like that. So the shop. So a little plug for Haggerty. The shop is a really great place to grab some automotive and enthusiast apparel, shirts, T-shirts, sweatshirts. They also have some apparel in there. Like they've got cufflinks and they've got a really awesome Gulf livery pocket square that you can get. So like there's a ton of cool stuff in there. Also, all the proceeds that are purchased at the shop go towards helping future drivers learn to drive. So go to Hagerty.com and search for the shop. It's on there. It's a really great place to go find out some awesome apparel for sure. And then HDC membership. So that stands for Hagerty Drivers Club. So you don't have to be an insured with Hagerty to get a membership. Anybody can get a membership, and they start at $45 a year. That includes our magazine. That includes access to like Motor Trend On Demand, our discount partners through them. I know we weren't kind of doing a sponsorship on this one just because we didn't know if they would appreciate a holiday special or not. But yeah, a Hagerty Drivers Club membership, you get 6 issues of a world-class magazine and access to stuff like our evaluation report. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll bring that a little bit closer up. It might be mirrored. I don't know. But like our price guide.
No, you can see it.
Cool. So like our price guide, our magazine, like there's just a ton of great options on our HDC, and we're constantly adding more and more discount partners. We're constantly adding some events, member-only events on there. So definitely that's a good one, HDC membership. So let's talk about some bad ones, Mike.
Some bad ones? So as you were going on that shameless plug,
shameless,
I was looking through our. No, it was good. A lot of good things too. I would like to talk about the Skip Barber driving school certificate that you're getting for this year for Christmas.
Oh,
but we can talk about that off air.
I didn't say that.
I think you did. Anyways, there's one that I found. It's probably a little bit more of a niche one, but I think for like a common car enthusiast would be like a mini fridge for your car. I know that like if you're an Uber driver or something like that, it would be beneficial for your
spend
your
a lot of
job
time
more
in the
just
car.
Like, oh, I got nice cool,
a mini fridge.
Yeah, I got nice cool vegetables. Not nice cool vegetables. Nice
Cold,
cool drinks for like
nice. Oh no, I did record that. Nice cold vegetables.
Cool vegetables. You never know. Maybe they're vegans. You're picking them up.
Everybody get them nice cold vegetables. Got to get them nice cold vegetables.
Yeah, nice cold beverages for like your Uber passenger or something. It could be beneficial too. So it's a little bit, again, know your audience. I know like like Matt and I, we might not appreciate a mini fridge in our cars as much as somebody who might get more tips from it. So that would be kind of be a bad one in my book.
How much is that mini fridge cost?
$60 on Amazon right now.
Okay, that's not so bad, because I was going to say, why don't you just get like a Yeti cooler? But those things are like $3,000. So they're like 300. They're not $3,000. There are some that are very expensive.
There's a bigger cooler. It's ARB Zero fridge that's on this list as well. It's about $1,000. I think that's a little bit more for like your overlanders or somebody who's going off the grid who actually needs to keep something cool in their vehicle.
Right. I think but like those people are probably using more robust systems that don't require a lot of electricity, like a Yeti cooler.
Sure.
So who knows? Yeah, the AB Zero fridge is huge. It's like it looks like a little. Yeah. And we'll post this list. Actually, Mike, why don't you post this list while we're on to our Facebook group so everybody can play along. But the ARB Zero fridge looks like a mini power generator, but it's a fridge. So
it's monstrous. I kind of want one. But...
I don't know what we would do with one that a cooler with ice would not do. But I think another
when we drive to Alaska, we can use that for
definitely driving to Alaska. That'd be fun. I think some other good ones that I saw. This is probably one of my most desired gifts is a quick jack. So what quick jacks are is they're 2 jacks that are hydraulically connected that go on either side of the car, and then it lifts it about 2 feet off the ground. So it's a lot easier to work on your car. And because it's all hydraulically assisted and both pumps work together, or it's one pump that works both sides together, the car comes up very easily, gets locked in place. So if you're doing anything like changing oil, working on the car, rotating tires, it lifts the entire car off the ground, so everything sags and everything is accessible. It's just, they're not cheap. They're like $1,200 to like $3,000, depending on the size of the vehicle that you got. But man, that is such a cool idea, is to have these. Basically, it gives you the ability to work on a car in a smaller garage, just like if you had a 2-post automotive maintenance style lift. Super cool stuff. These ones hold up to like 5,000 pounds. They're electronically assisted hydraulic pumps. But yeah, I think that if you have a car fan that does their own work, that works on the car, and they use that standard, like, normal jack that they have to use the lever on, as I do, don't take a snippet of that, please, is that if they get one of these quick jacks, it will save them so much time. It will make it so much safer and easier to work on the car. Like, such a great product. I know a lot of people absolutely love them. So that would be one of my top.
Yeah, it's like they're like a mini lift, I would say, in a sense. A cheaper way to get into a lift without going full bore. The garage isn't big enough lifts. So I've been perusing a few of these to look into and to get a few. I think they'd be beneficial for Matt and I to have one in our garages
Yes,
to borrow and use.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Maybe we can split one. Just go halvesies.
Keep it at my place, right?
No, you don't got a big enough garage.
Yours is full of stuff, so we can keep it at my place. I'm adding another one anyways.
I'm getting rid of all that stuff, so if you add another garage, that might be a good place to put it. I still see this Demeter new car scented body care.
It just keeps popping up everywhere.
Dude, it's shower gel, body lotion. It's not just cologne. It's a whole kit. It's a whole system.
Yeah, for $3.20, I'm tempted to buy it for myself and just see what it actually smells like. And
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Bespoke collection of wall and art stickers. I mean, this kind of goes back to the art category that we were talking about. If anybody garage art. If anyone finds some nice automotive art that is focused on like a brand or a car that you love or that their partner loves, like, yeah, that's an awesome, thoughtful gift.
There are I know I like a lot of the canvas type of prints, and I know in my office here, I don't know if you guys can see it, I got an F1 picture right back there, so I need to add more things to my office. I don't have a big bookshelf like Matt with a bunch of cool car stuff.
There's a bunch of cool car stuff, and then there's a bunch of not cool stuff. So that's why we keep it like
just one classy
here up, is because it's like there's like office supplies and stuff down there. So I'm trying to get doors for it, IKEA doors, but they no longer carry my color. So who knows what I'm gonna do? Yeah. So I think that Go ahead.
Another cool gift idea is kind of a little bit piggybacking out the Skip Barber Driving School certificate, but this one you could kind of take with you is, I know on this list is the Garmin Catalyst. There's other applications that you can get for your phone or different cameras too. It's basically a GPS system that you can take to the track, and it will give you like braking zones, when to brake, hit the apex, and you can go back and you can watch your videos and see where you can improve your time on. So it's like a portable driving assistant with you that's going to, based off of whatever their algorithm the product has, what's the fastest time to go there and where to improve. So you can go to your favorite track. Us here in Columbus, like mid Ohio. Yeah, mid Ohio, we can go there and it can give us an idea for it.
Way to go.
What's that?
I said, way to go. That is the one. Yeah. But that is the one. I think you're absolutely spot on. If you have somebody who loves to do track days, any type of like VBox or any type of software that helps them analyze what they're doing and get better from it is going to be really beneficial. Also, there are some out there that have cameras built in, or camera systems that will monitor the track, monitor like the amount of throttle, the amount of braking, steering angle, all that stuff, the G-forces, and they can give a nice display on a image while they can watch it back. Because it's one thing to get out and do a race day, but most racers also then love seeing themselves do the race day and the track day. So there are a ton of great products out there. This one is definitely pretty cool. It's not cheap, but most of these systems aren't. Speaking of racing, I think another great one is to keep your loved ones safe. If they're doing racing, get them a Hans device. Like,
get a nice racing seat.
And a nice like a Hans device is such a big safety piece. If they have a car with any type of cage and harnesses, their neck's going to go, if they have an accident, knock on wood, fingers crossed that never happens. But if something like that did ever happen, like it's the Hans device could save their life. There's a reason why they exist. And I'm sure if Jeff was still on here, I'm sure he would preach about the use of Hans devices. But they're really only important if the car has a cage and like harnesses and things like that. If it's just a normal car, the seatbelt will most likely do. But us being Miata guys, we definitely need to make sure that we have, safety harnesses, cage, and then potentially even a Hans device.
So basically, for those who don't know what a Hans device is, it's more or less an apparatus that goes over your shoulders, and it protects your head from if your neck from just snapping forward or hitting something, roll bars, any part of the car, and causing damage to your neck or head. So it helps keep you safe in that regard.
Yeah,
which is extremely important.
They are extremely important because when a car collides with a wall or something, they came about kind of after Dale Earnhardt's death. Is that when your head whips forward, that spinal issue can be very, very bad. So it's good to consider that kind of stuff, especially for loved ones who maybe love doing this more than you want them to. Get them and make sure that they're safe. But I also think a really great gift idea is, especially during COVID, is some kind of racing simulator setup. Whether it be Logitech's racing wheel, or I like Fanatec systems, or like Playseat's got some nice setups. Is if you've got somebody who really loves playing like racing games or something like that, those are huge hits for sure.
Or not even racing games. First, I'd like to say hello, Nick, as well, since he said hi. So a shout out to him. And I was going to go down to Florida this year, but COVID kind of happened, and then I had a baby as well. But one of the guys I was going to stay with, he's actually got a kind of like a 3-screened VR system set up for Sebring that he can drive around on. So it's not just for like people who like video games too. It's just people who really like to get a lot of track time in and have a good racing sim just to be able to get additional laps.
I mean, we are in the Midwest. Our car season ended mid-November, basically, and there wasn't really any track days after that. So when I did my racing school at Sebring, I probably spent about 2 or 3 days in a racing simulator learning Sebring, and I really think that gave me at least a visual knowledge of the track. You're not getting the G-forces and stuff of the car, but it gives you that knowledge base so that you can identify in your brain turns and apexes far quicker, and so you can get repetition. Racing sims are a great way. It's not the end-all be-all, and it won't make you the fastest driver, but it will definitely keep your skills sharp and help you learn more about tracks and the geometry of tracks. So we got a couple different comments. So Jeff Jagish has a really great story. He said, yes. My dad gave my mom a hint about some new floor jacks that he wanted for Christmas a couple years ago. She went to the parts store to find some, and she thought that she needed to buy one for each wheel, so didn't buy them because, air quotes, it would be too expensive. So, yeah, I think Quick Jack. Tell her to get a Quick Jack, Jeff. I think those are really great systems. I think, luckily, you don't need multiple Quick Jacks for each wheel. But there are some things out there that you could use multiple floor jacks for. I know I have 2. So, and then he also agreed on the Hans device. Also, if you have a simulator or gaming platform for iRacing membership, an iRacing membership would be a phenomenal gift if you have somebody who already has this kind of setup, because that's not cheap.
No, it's a great simulator racing game too.
They've got Mid-Ohio. I think they're one of the only simulators out there that has Mid-Ohio's track. So.
Yeah, that's huge for a lot of people in Ohio. Obviously, you race on that track, but just then also the details and all the other tracks that they would have available too.
Mike, what are some other bad ones that you might think of, if you have any?
So bad ones. So I know, I mean, they're not. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just something that I usually always break or lose, and that's sunglasses. So I know, like, there's a lot of nice sunglasses too, and I never want to buy an expensive pair of sunglasses because I know whenever I have a nice expensive pair of sunglasses, the next week they're going to be sat on, lost somewhere, scratched across the front of the screen. So it's just like, man, but sunglasses are obviously very helpful in the summer and the winter when you have a lot of snow on the ground and it's super bright out. So they're always a nice thing to have, but I always just go for the cheap ones.
And you definitely really need to know the style of the person to get the right sunglasses, or get to know your local territory manager with Haggerty, because I'm sure that they have some sunglasses that they could give
Haggerty
you.
glasses.
Haggerty sunglasses. There's been a lot of times those Haggerty sunglasses have saved some people's eyesight when a very bright day, for sure. They're one of the most desirable piece of swag.
Another thing, I don't know. This one was just very specific on the list, and I guess that just kind of goes to know your enthusiast, which is Honda vintage culture tees. I know I'm not a big Honda fanboy, so if I got a Honda,
I'm getting you so
t-shirt,
many Honda tees.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, yay. This is great. Where's the return receipt? But I know there's going to be people, and there's a lot of these cool. There's some pretty cool like old vintage Honda race cars that'd be pretty neat to have and to wear. But majority of it, I know I wouldn't be super stoked about it if I were to get one, just personally.
Yeah, I think with that, like any type of apparel, you really have to know the person, because there are some really awful automotive themed apparel out there. And any kind of like branded gift, like make sure that you pay attention. Like if that person really likes Dodge Vipers, okay, maybe it'd be cool to get them like a mug. Maybe they really want to wear a shirt that says Dodge Viper. They may not want like a Hawaiian shirt that says Viper. Who knows? Maybe they do. So like that's definitely one that you can be a hit and a miss. Depending on the person that you know, any type of the apparel can be. There's so many good ones in here. I will tell you one bad one that I have gotten, and it's kind of a dumb joke gift that a lot of people probably get. You get a generic car key, like ignition key, put it in a box, and then you tell them that they've got that you bought them a car, right? And maybe it says Lamborghini or something on it, and they're like, oh my gosh. And then you say, run out to the garage, and they run out there and they're looking, they don't find it. And then like on the floor, there's a Hot Wheels car or like a die-cast model. Like that is such a, like, I'm sure the people doing that kind of joke gift get endless joy from it, but it's not cool. Don't do that. Now, if you want to just give them a nice, cool model, just give them a cool model. Like, that's awesome. Like, if they like those types of cars, die-cast models are really cool. But don't try to play it off that they got a real one, because that's just a recipe for disaster. Not that has happened to me a few times.
So unlike Matt, mine was just you got a car. It's underneath a tree somewhere. Go find it. So I didn't even get the key or anything.
Spend so much time looking. Another great gift would be any type of electric pit bike. I can't tell you how many times I've been to a racetrack and have had to go like, hey, where's the bathroom? Where's the concessions? Where's our next meeting point? And it's like a quarter of a mile away. And it's not like I couldn't use the exercise, because I can, and I can do it. It's fine. But like, it's so much easier and nicer sometimes to get either like an electric pit bike or something small. Like you can get a Honda Grom for fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure you can get one for like $800. Buy a little motorcycle and enjoy the heck out of it. I think that was a big gift a while back, was to buy like the mini bikes. Man, that was an interesting time.
I would love a pit bike. You even just riding around my allotment here. Definitely would be something that I would like at the racetracks to get around. I know my son would probably take it more than I would be able to ride it.
What are you talking about? So, I would steal it from you. Tiffany McDermott also says yes to pick bikes. She has, I believe, a Honda Grom. Those things are awesome. Yeah. We really enjoyed some of those. They are super fun. They are like the Miata of the motorcycle world.
You can do so much stupid stuff on them at really low speeds, and don't have to worry about much risk of injuries. But I'm not saying do stupid stuff on bikes.
Jeff Jagish also came in with another really bad idea. Now this depends, because some people really like these things. I think they're horrible, but I agree with Jeff. I think they're horrible, but some people absolutely love them. The Rudolph the Red-Nosed thing that you put on your car with the window antlers. What's really funny is that when it's like March and people have yet to remember to take off the nose on the car, it's like, how many times do you stare at your car and you just go, well, I guess I'll leave the nose on, right? And like, how long does it take for you to go, oh, I should probably take the nose off of my car? But yeah, I think those are really chintzy. And those like eyelashes, this is getting a little into the weeds, but those like eyelashes that people put over the headlight of the car, every time I see that, I go, that poor car.
I wonder if the eyelashes are slowly going to start to disappear since the Volkswagen Beetle hasn't been, has been discontinued.
They're
so
on every
different
type of
slowly
car.
Stop making them for other cars.
Oh, so Tiffany says
they're going to stop.
She says she has the Honda Monkey. Her husband has the Grom. Okay, I stand
I like
corrected.
The Monkey better than the Grom.
Oh no, the Grom is so much cooler. Looks cool.
I think the Monkey's cool. Hey, to each their own.
To each their own. That's why they have two different bikes that size. Because not everybody's going to like one or the other. I did like the Yamaha too. I spent a lot of time on the Yamaha in an autocross situation. Those things were unbelievably fun. But I digress.
The Kawasaki has a good one too. My brother has that one, the 125, the Z125.
Super fun, super inexpensive, and not that dangerous as long as you're not riding on the freeway. Because if you go on the freeway, they're very dangerous.
Fully tucked, you're not going to go very fast.
65 with a tailwind. But yeah, I mean, I think those are some really great gifts, some really bad ones.
I feel like he's gotten a lot of these bad ones before, and that's just where he's getting all these ideas from.
I was going to say, I think Jeff has received a lot of bad gifts in his day. So he said, overly fuzzy steering wheel cover is bad. Unless you're maybe the steering wheel's got like the padding all ripped off, like a dog got a chunk of it, and like the least of their worries is the fuzzy steering wheel. But yeah, I think that I do not like the fuzzing steering wheels at all.
I don't like the fuzzy steering wheel. I feel like the fuzzes would get everywhere in the car then too, and I'd just be OCD about trying to get them all off. I mean, there's so many better options than a fuzzy steering wheel cover. Even if your steering wheel is bad already, you could
just buy them a new steering wheel.
One of the
just get them a new steering wheel.
Yeah, just get a quick release steering wheel or something for them, just so they don't have to worry about it.
Coming from the guy that did not know that his Miata had a quick release.
I didn't know how to use it until I researched it a little bit further. And
I was like, why does this say Sparko? Why does the steering wheel say Sparko? This is weird. Oh, look at that, Mike. Your steering wheel comes off. I didn't
know if it was just an extender.
I should steal your steering wheel and place it someplace. So those have been some good, some bad car-related, automotive-styled gifts out there. We'll put the link to the car and driver list that we have. Good, it's already up. Hopefully the dogs will still be alive when this is all over, because they're really great for recording. They absolutely nail this stuff.
My wife said she really wanted to decorate our car like Rudolph. I know we have a 4Runner, so we could actually put Christmas lights up on the roof racks.
That's okay. That's cool. Some Christmas lights. Yeah. Get it festive. I don't know about the reindeer, though, because the 4Runner does not need anything else taking away from its fuel efficiency. And those antlers, man, they just do a lot of wind resistance, is what it does.
I don't really know if that's that much drag.
That car needs as much aerodynamic help as it can get. So,
a brick.
It is a brick. It's a rolling brick. Luckily, it's kind of a necessary rolling brick, because we'll definitely like it. Some of the other gifts on here that I did want to mention, I know that we're trying to quit, but I just keep seeing some good ones, is I really do like Bellroy as a company. Bellroy makes some really cool wallets that help remove some of the clutter. They do not sponsor this, but I've had a couple. They're really nice. So I highly recommend them. I don't know if they're automotive themed, but, Bellroy makes some nice stuff. So... Mike,
it kind of does keep your license and stuff in there, or take it to a track.
You do kind of need your license to drive, right?
Yeah, so it's kind of pretty important. I know I still have a wallet from when I was in high school, so that would have been like 20 years ago now.
Do you ever get rid of your wallet, or do you just like retire it to like the back of a drawer, or like?
This is the same one I've had since I was like beginning driving, so it's it's getting old and it still works just fine. So there's no like tears or anything in it. So I'm like, well, I don't need to retire it I don't feel like I do. Maybe. I mean, now my wife's probably going to get me a new wallet. But...
Get him a Bellroy. They're really, really nice. Good leather, made sustainably. Mike, any closing thoughts? Speaking of wallets, closing thoughts.
Clothing thoughts. basically for a car enthusiast, I know there's a lot of good lists out there, and it's just kind of looking over the list, just talking to your car enthusiast, ask them questions about what they like to do with their cars. Maybe they just like to do long, travels, and maybe something like a portable refrigerator is going to be beneficial to them, whereas somebody like Matt and I might not be. So it's really just to get to know your individual. As long as it's coming from your heart, it's going to be something that they're going to love, and I'm sure you guys are going to find enjoyment in being able to enjoy the car experience with them.
Or if you really think that it's going to be a really big gag gift, just don't give them a return receipt and tell them they have to keep it. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped with this live video and helped with this live podcast. This has been our first inaugural holiday podcast. I'm so excited that you guys got to join us. There's a lot of great ideas out there. There's a lot of bad ones too. But I hopefully this podcast will help you guys avoid some of the pitfalls of the holiday gift buying season, as well as give you guys some good ideas. Maybe get the loved one out there that's a car enthusiast something great. If you have any doubts, go to Haggerty.com, check out their media site, check out the shop as a great spot. There is a lot of great stuff in there that I think any car enthusiast would love. And make sure that you do buy from the heart and listen to your enthusiast. If they say that they are really having a difficult time with their impact gun, buy them a new impact gun. Like, tools are always going to be beneficial. People are going to love those. But also, think creatively. Etsy's a thing. There's a lot of creative people out there who would love to design and create something for you and your loved one. So this has been the Midwest Motoring Podcast Holiday Special. To you and yours, we wish you the most safe and healthy holidays. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep driving.